You're listening to the Jōrni Podcast. Could your voice be more than sound alone, revealing who we truly are? Stay tuned to explore how voice becomes empowerment. This episode contains adult subject matter, and some listeners may be triggered by this content. Listener discretion is advised. Hi, I'm Petra Brunbauer, and with decades of experience with sadness, pain, anxiety, and stress, I finally figured out how to leave all that behind. And this podcast shows you how to break free permanently so you can reclaim your sanity and find the self-esteem and energy to go after the life you desire. With real talk about mental health, holistic healing, and the tough journey of coming out the other end. This is the Jōrni Podcast. Welcome to today's episode. In this episode, we explore the voice as one of our most overlooked sources of influence and connection. More than words alone, our voice conveys presence, intention, and truth. Arthur Samuel Joseph, M.A., is the founder and chairman of the Vocal Awareness Institute, a globally recognized authority on the human voice with a mission to change the world through voice. With over 6 decades of global teaching experience, his diverse client list includes world-class athletes, including 32 Pro Football Hall of Famers and NBA first-ballot Hall of Famers, motivational speakers such as Tony Robbins, renowned actors such as Angelina Jolie, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Brosnan, Sean Connery, and singers from both stage and screen. He worked on the movie Annie and its cast album and served as a vocal coach for Broadway and West End productions, including A Chorus Line, Agnes of God, Cats, and Les Miserables. Arthur created the first vocal training program for broadcasters at the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting at Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida, and has collaborated with CBS Sports, ESPN, and Fox. Here is my interview with Arthur Samuel Joseph. Hi, Arthur. It's so great to have you on the podcast today. I've been looking forward to getting to chat with you, and we will be diving into empowerment through voice today. What a powerful, powerful topic. And I know you are the perfect person to talk about that with. So welcome to the podcast.
It's really nice to be here, Petra. How are you?
I'm doing really well today. My day is actually winding down now. Yours is just starting, so you still have a whole adventure ahead of you. But yeah, I'm coming to the end of my day today.
Yes. Well, we both have a mutual friend who introduced us. We're blessed to know Jennifer. She's a good woman. You gave me permission before we came on to play with you, so you're in for it in a good way.
Absolutely. I'm ready. Would you like to start off maybe by sharing a little bit about yourself, Arthur, and by that, maybe the pieces of your journey or your story that connect a little bit to what you do today, and share with our listeners a bit about what it is that you do today?
If you let me play with you first.
Sure.
Okay. To your audience, when I hear a voice, I hear who you are. It's part of my journey. I get a complete imprint. I call it perfect pitch. Recognize B from D flat anymore. I hear who you are. And at this stage of my journey, I get to make choices where I put my energy. And I chose to put it here with you because I already sense the wonderful integrity of the woman you are. That being said, I want you to maintain eye contact with me. And I know I can be intimidating, and I know that part of it is because I'm a little intense, I've been told. But I'm just being me. So I already know, too, because you've got good antenna, how safe it is with me. Because when we maintain eye contact, it actually changes the sound of a voice. One of the things I teach is that speech is habit. Nobody thinks about it. We just do it. I don't mind. We can gather a thought anywhere, but I don't want to be looking where I'm gathering these thoughts. I only want to maintain eye contact because we want to break the behavior. So What do you think about what I've just been sharing?
I find that a very interesting concept that our voice changes depending on where we look and whether we are looking at someone.
Now, let's say the same thing again and look down.
Okay, here, I'm looking down now. So I find that a very interesting concept depending on what our voice sounds like, where we look. Does that sound different?
You hear that rather significant difference. The first time was more present. It had more resonance. It was stronger. You look down and everything changed.
Yeah.
And this is communication mastery, not simply voice 101.
Yeah.
And I'm not just teaching consciousness. That's trivial to me. Nor I'm not just teaching awareness. That's trivial to me. I'm teaching conscious awareness. It's a 360 intra and interpersonally. So you asked me to share a bit about my journey. We all have our horror stories, and mine was pretty horrible, my origin story, but my mother was my hero. And her sacrifice, her life force, everything created a life that would not have been possible without her vision, without her courage. At 4, she dragged me into an accordion studio. She wanted me to have accordion lessons. I didn't want to have accordion lessons. Her hand was on my left wrist, dragging me over the threshold of the studio door, and sat me down on a chair, put a 3/4 size accordion in my lap, and I was morphed. Fortunately, not into cockroach like Gregor Samsa, but I was morphed into music. And I don't even know how she could afford lessons, because I don't know how she afforded the token for the streetcar from where we lived. But she figured it out. So I knew at 4 that music was my life. In the 6th grade, I auditioned for choir. I couldn't sing America the Beautiful on pitch. The teacher didn't let me in her choir. The 7th grade, Mrs. Grill let me in her high tones. And I knew at 12 that singing was my life. I'm 15, and my first teacher, to whom my first book is in part dedicated to, Mrs. Julia Kinsel, was in her 70s. I'm 15. In the middle of my lessons, I would behave in this manic way. To your audience, I'm clamping my hands to my ears. I'd manically clamp my hands to my ears like this, like some crazy person, saying, "Stop, I don't want to do it like that. I hear it this way." And she allowed this inane behavior from this snot-nosed 15-year-old because she knew something about me I didn't yet know. I hear sound differently, vocal sound, differently than anyone I've ever met on the planet. When I hear a voice, as I said a moment ago, I hear you. It's an imprint. As voice teachers, I began as a singing teacher. I have a master's in voice. We're dogmatic. Nobody questions us because we're teaching this non-visual art form. Oh, this must be magic. People give us their power. But her lack of dogma, because she knew something that was very special was going on with me, allowed me to carve out this new form. And now, 61 years later, vocal awareness is on this planet because I've been teaching this my 61st year. It's trademarked, copyrighted globally. And one of the elements that is trademarked is empowerment through voice. Communication mastery, and visceral language conveying the emotion of words. And I teach that voice is power. Doesn't mean big bombastic necessarily. It means integral, authentic. We're living right now in the most dangerous time on our planet since 1932. We have a demagogue in America who patterns himself after Orban and other dictators around the world, and he's impacting the world in a very, very negative way. And the way he speaks in this manic way, I heard him in the Oval Office say out loud on the news yesterday the word BS, but not BS. In the Oval Office, as the President of the United States, he swore like that. Now that's debasing and disgusting, but it's giving license to everybody else to do that. So I want us to have the sovereignty in our own lives, to not let others take our power from us. Thus, this work. I don't want anybody to be handed our power, but people threaten, people intimidate. And none of us got anywhere in life unscathed. This journey is not for the faint of heart. So terrible stuff happens. We're told growing up very often, oh, don't act like that. What will people think? Well, you shouldn't say that. You sound arrogant. So if I say to you, Petra, vocal awareness is extraordinary work. It can help you change your life in moments. Now, that's stupid and arrogant, you might say. But what if I said, vocal awareness, Petra, is extraordinary work. It can help you change your life in moments. That's not arrogant. That's my truth. So I want us to own our power. Sociologists tell us that the greatest fear in society is public speaking. You've heard that stupid thing, I know. It's completely bogus. As you discern from watching my TEDx talk and perhaps doing a little reading on my site, it's not one fear, it's two fears. The two greatest fears we all confront every single day at some level is fear of abandonment and ownership of our power. Claiming our own greatness without anyone worrying about what they're thinking. As you may or may not know, I teach a great number of elite athletes in virtually any sport you can think of. I myself am a performing artist, and I've trained world-class artists from operatic stage to theater, whatever. That elite athlete and that artist on that stage, in the moment of their competition, the moment of their performance, is totally, completely hubristic. The root of the word hubris, blaspheming the gods, extreme arrogance. It's literally what it means. We know that. But that athlete, that artist, that athlete isn't hoping, gee, I hope my teammates approve of what I'm doing. Hope the coach likes me. The artist on the stage, of course, my ego mind wants to cross the footlights. But the moment it does, I'm cheating my art and I'm cheating myself. But we're even taught out here, you have to present. You have to bond with your audience. What a bunch of nonsense. What if you've got one point of view and somebody else has another? I can't serve you both. So in vocal awareness, hubris is positive. It's my right to be who I am, not present who I am. And one of the exercises in vocal awareness that we have is called choosing my vocal and presentational persona. The root of the word persona literally means through the sound. Fursu is the root of that word. One's identity is largely conveyed through the sound of a voice and an opinion created instantaneously. If I say to you, it's really nice spending a few minutes with you today, Petra, thank you. It's really nice spending a few minutes today with you, Petra, thank you. Now, the first one is bogus, but didn't occur to you why. You just got I was not genuine. All I did was speak too fast, raise my pitch. The second one, you didn't know that I breathed, I slowed down, and my voice was lower. All you got was Arthur was more authentic. So this persona exercise is foundational because you answer two questions and include two drawings. The first one is, how do I believe I'm presently perceived? The second, how would I ideally like to be known? Ooh, you mean I have a choice? Never occurred to us we had a choice. Didn't know we had a choice. And then two drawings that accompany these. One drawing that reflects the first statement, one drawing that reflects the second statement, which brings to mind another important tenet in vocal awareness, that every single thing in life revolves only around two things: to choose to do something or to choose not to. Never matters how scary, how seemingly daunting. All that matters is how badly I want it. Even an abdication, even by walking away, I made a choice. But all I care about is, does that choice empower us or disempower us? The root of the word intimate, intimus, Latin root word, means intrinsic or essential. It's intrinsic to be who we are, essential that we must be who we are. But we're doing Braille. We don't have a clue. And then we go to these life coaches and blah, blah, blah. I've trained so many of them. I've taught Tony Robbins Leadership Academy for a number of years. I trained Tony decades ago. And we're just so thirsty. Even if it's a mirage, we're going to try to drink from it. We're dying of thirst. So anybody who puts a shingle on the door, qualified or not, so all we keep doing is wearing a hole in the carpet. Vocal awareness is fundamentally different than that. You saw the TEDx talk, and I'm going to come up for air in just a moment. And I know that you're a healer, and I want to play with you in this context as well. Am I making any sense to you as I prattle on here for the last 3 or 4 hours?
It doesn't feel quite that long, but it feels immersive, Arthur. And I feel what you're saying in the level of healing, because when we cannot be ourselves, or when we perceive we cannot be ourselves, or we cannot speak our truth, we actually become ill many of the times. So I hear what you're saying on a very deep level on how that affects us.
I was watching when I was saying certain truths. Whenever the body hears the truth, it inhales deeply. And I observed yours doing that a number of times. Also, I've taught a number of healers over the years, and many of them die young because they can't shed all that they take in. So vocal awareness teaches us also how to cleanse, which is critically important because you give all of who you are, and in turn also take on all this other, but not necessarily knowing how to get the yucky stuff out of you. So we do it all through breath. What did my TEDx talk say to you?
I learned a little bit about vocal awareness in a sense that you gave 7, I believe they were rituals. To me, when we learn new things, and vocal awareness is one of those new things, I hadn't heard of it before the TED Talk. I feel like I need a bit of time and guidance to learn new things, and your 7 rituals provide a bit of I almost want to say a framework for me to learn that. So that to me was what I took away from the TED Talk was this is something new that I would like to learn more about. I feel like it applies to me also. Of course, we're all breathing, so it feels like it should apply to all of us. And we all have a voice.
Years ago, people would ask me, who's your target audience? I said, I sell air. We all have to breathe. We all have to communicate. You have any questions of me? Anything you want me to do? Or may I just drag you over the gravel path?
Yes, I am open, Arthur. So please take it away. And I feel like you have gathered so much wisdom in this over the years. I would love to hear more of where you'd like to take this.
You and your listeners, I want you all to sit up straight. Sit at attention, please, Petra, and everyone out there listening. Sit at attention and notice how you hold your breath. Did you notice that? You just had to breathe because you needed to breathe because you've been holding your breath. And that's exactly what happens when we present ourselves. We hold our breath. We're being judged. Now we're going to take a golden thread. And I ask people to go to my website, take a look at this TEDx talk, because everything I'm doing on your podcast, I demonstrate in my TEDx talk. It's only 18 minutes of your time, but it could be life-changing time. So please, we take this golden thread, and please do it with me, Petra. 3 inches below our navel. That's where core begins. It's the center of our body. And we're slowly and gracefully going to pull this golden thread. What have you already done? Stop. I'm going to do it again in a moment. You notice the first thing your body just did. Let's do it again because I don't want to tell you. I'd like you to discover, pull this golden thread, feeling amazing about yourself. What did you just do? Notice the body's first impulse, Petra. And everyone attempting this as well. Here we go again. Slowly and lovingly embodying a woman of stature. Did you notice yet? You inhaled, Petra.
I was going to say, I took a breath in as I started pulling.
And what did you do when you presented? Just the opposite. You held that breath. So now we'll complete it. Claim yourself as a person of stature. Slowly, gracefully, eyes only on me, please. Taller, taller, right up through the middle of your crown chakra. Straight up, Petra. Fully extend your arm. Now, staying there, keep your chin up about another half an inch. Thank you. Let go of all the tension in that shoulder, that neck, and only pull from right here, your lateral obliques, your rib cage. Taller, taller. Pull that arm. Get about 6'2". Arm down. And stay in stature. Keep feeling this thread tether you. pull, taller, taller. Notice how your chest is more open. Notice how your abdominal muscles, your core, are tighter. Every single thing I teach in vocal awareness is physiologically connected, or I'm blowing smoke. We put you in stature, and the body's first impulse is to inhale. Then the chest opens. We release upper body and tongue and jaw tension. We use our core muscles. The first of our 7 rituals is to say thank you to God. Say thank you to God, thank you to the goddess, source, spirit, whatever you want to thank. But within yourself, not aloud, embrace the thought of saying thank you to God. Now, aside from closing your eyes, did you notice what the first thing was your body did?
I felt letting go.
There was an impulse that created that sensation, keeping your eyes open this time, taking the thought of really embracing and saying thank you to God. You're inhaling once again, you see.
Another breath in. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see if we can do this with you sitting there. And everybody who's listening, I want you please to stand right now. And for you, Petra, just relax, kick back, forget all this stature schmatcher stuff, and just whatever relaxing means to you, just relax. And let me know when you're relaxed.
Okay. I'm settled in. Feels relaxed.
Okay. Everybody sit back down when you're relaxed. Now, this time I want all of you who are listening to stand again. And Petra, I'm going to ask you this time to not relax, but instead hear the words love and let go. Don't think about whom or what. Just hear the words love and let go. And for all of you standing, when you choose to sit down. For you, Petra, let me know when that concept of loving and letting go is permeating you a bit. Did you notice the first thing you did was inhale? Just relax. Forget this other stuff. Just relax. Okay, now, just love and let go. Feel what it might be like. See the inhale once again? And your internal and external space are quieter, aren't they? Yeah, you don't know loving and letting go from a cheese blitz or croissant, but your unconscious mind does. So when I put you in stature, we thank Source, we love and let go. The body's first impulse, Petra, is to inhale. It's the body's way of saying, thank you for giving me permission to be myself. I breathe to acknowledge this. The root of the word spirit, spiritus, do you know what it means? Inspire, inspirare, to breathe into. I don't want to motivate people, I want to inspire people. The Hebrew word neshama means both soul and breath. In all other forms of mastery that I'm aware of, whether it's being a master in martial arts, in yoga, deep spiritual pursuits, arts, athletics, there is an off switch. You're only in mastery in your skill set. And you leave the stage, the court, whatever, and you're just hanging out. But in vocal awareness, there is no off switch because it's all about the breath. When I used to train Tony, he would refer to my 7 rituals as pattern interrupts. He said to create a new pattern, if you exaggerate behavior, to break an old one. Our pattern interrupt is breath. Those of us who've experienced life trauma, physical abuse, sexual, emotional, whatever abuse, the first thing we always did was hold our breath to physically, emotionally, psychologically protect ourselves and also blame ourselves because we must have been responsible. We know that scenario. So breath is critical. I've had the privilege over the years to teach numbers of Holocaust survivors from World War II. And this breath opens the floodgates and brings the sovereignty that was missing very often. Take a nice deep breath, please. Top of the morning, great to be alive. And exhale. Now, I don't want you to do that again. our listeners out there, I hope you've just done the same thing. Instead, I want all of us to allow a slow, silent, conscious, loving breath. It will take 5 to 7 seconds. I'll tell you when to begin because I'm guiding Petra, and through her, I'm guiding you. So, sitting in stature, feeling source, loving and letting go. We're going to allow this loving breath in 3, 2, lovingly, slowly begin. Deeper, deeper. Hear the word love, the word allow. Just stay with me, Petra. Deeper, deeper, deeper. And exhale. What I'm introducing here is that a breath is not only physical, it's also spiritual and emotional. Scientifically, that breath is called an intercostal diaphragmatic breath. Who cares? But what matters is that's the breath of a newborn. That newborn needs a lot of oxygen quickly, so the whole upper torso expands like a bellows. We circumvent that as we grow. All I did was change the word from take to allow, take to love, and I returned you to your primal breath. Watch. Allow this loving breath, Petra, and do not rush. No, you rushed. Let's begin again. Everybody join Petra and me. Those of you who can, watch yourself on your computer screen or watch yourself on your mirror. Always do our work on a mirror. Slowly, deeply, lovingly, deeper. Always with joy in your face, as Petra has now. And that's how we breathe in vocal awareness. We employ that breath in what's called a catch breath, a short breath, but I'm not teaching that today. But is that a little different or substantially different?
I can feel this breath in my muscles. Yeah.
We're going to breathe in and say the same thing at the apex of your inhale. 3, 2, deeper, 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 deeper. What did you say, Petra?
I can feel this breath in my muscles and in my cells.
And do you hear the difference in your voice with me guiding you out here? And do you feel the emotion it brings up just from a breath?
I do.
Feel that difference, Pet? And that's rushing. Let's do it again. Loving. Joy in your face. Do you feel that difference?
I do. Wow.
So have we had a good time today?
Absolutely. Arthur, I'm completely still in this emotion that you're bringing up, and I can't even say what it is really. It's a joy, an awe, a gratitude. I can't even really say other than it feels really good.
You just said it. It's a trite phrase because it's overused. Paradigm shift. This actually is a paradigm shift. And I want the whole world doing this. My vision for 16 and a half years has been to change the world through voice. My goals have never changed. To help all those I work with to achieve their own enlightenment and enjoy their own empowerment. And we're recording this today in August. I know it will air in November, and I'm going to make an offer, have my office create an offer for your listeners so that they can get a nice vocal awareness package if they'd like, with a discount code that we'll create when this airs. Is that acceptable?
I would absolutely appreciate that. And so would our listeners. This is life-changing.
Almost. I just need this is life-changing. Just those few words. And underline life-changing and circle an exclamation point. In 3, 2.
This is life-changing.
Now, what you just did was think of breath as fuel. You just inhaled, exhaled, and let all the tank out of the gas before speaking. All the gas out of the tank. We speak at the apex of our inhale. 3, 2.
This is life-changing.
Better. May I play it one more time? Watch my eyes. This is life-changing. 3, 2.
This is life-changing.
It's a little intimidating, but does that feel truer than the first time?
It does. It feels more aligned.
Yes. That's visceral language, one of the trademark pieces. We make voice visual. Otherwise, they're just words. They don't connect to anything energetically.
Yeah. What an experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending this time with us today. And thank you for your very kind offer. Very much, as I said, I think our audience will appreciate that so much. And at this point, I know that our time is coming to an end. So I want to thank you again for being here today, sharing your wisdom with us on this show. I truly appreciate it. And I have so much gratitude just for what you shared in this very short time, Arthur. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. God bless you, dear.
Bless you as well, Arthur, and take really good care of yourself. And thank you for this life-changing experience. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen in. If you enjoy the Jōrni Podcast, please support us by subscribing, sharing on social media, and leaving us a review. We appreciate you. And you can find more of The Jōrni on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and our website, thejorni.com. Sending you love and courage, and see you next time.